Hey, great afternoon, everybody. Great afternoon and a happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Come on in the room as you're coming in, say hello. As you are coming in, say hello. Hope your day is off to an amazing start thus far. Going to share this on my page. As you're coming in the room, say hello. As you're coming in the room, say hello. It's an amazing Tuesday afternoon. And so I'm going to give a few people a couple of moments to come on in the room. I'm excited. Y'all, we got two more. Hey, Earlene, how are you? Yes, ma'am. I actually came back last week. I needed them few weeks off, but I actually came back last week and I definitely missed you all. So yes, come on in the room. Say hello as you're coming in. Say hello as you are coming in. Yes, I am super excited about today's topic because today's topic is something that we all struggle with. Hey, D, today's topic is something that we all struggle with. Hey, Jay. So I know that you already saw my topic for today. It simply was recharge and refuel. And I'm just going to take a poll for a minute. How many of us can be honest that we've always taught to just keep going? We've always been taught that the harder you grind, the more effective you are. The harder you push, the more you can get done. Some of us have been taught to just keep going, no matter how tired you are, just to keep going. How many of you have actually had that mentality or had to be forced to just keep going? Right. And many of us, yeah, me too. But many of us have to realize that we've been taught, no good way to put it. It's been the wrong way. Do you not understand that you are really not effective when you're burning on E? Do you not really understand that you're really not at your optimum best when you're running on fumes? When you are running on fumes, think about it. You do things that you have to do, and you do it with the strength you have, but it does not mean you do it effectively. Ooh. You do it because you have to do it, but it does not mean that you are effective. Sometimes you think that doing so much and pushing so hard makes you relentless, and it makes you be able to build your dreams and grow your visions. But here's the thing. Yes, it takes sacrifice to build. Yes, it takes persistence to birth. But you have to understand that nothing goes anywhere on E. Nothing goes anywhere on E. If you want to experience your optimum blessing, if you want to experience your optimum outcome, if you want to experience and actually enjoy the blessings, here's the thing. I don't know about you. I don't want to get to the blessing and can't enjoy it. Okay. I don't want to get to the blessing and then I can't enjoy it. What is the purpose of pressing and pushing and pushing and pressing and pressing? Get to what you've been fighting for. Get to what you've been working for. Get to what you have been, you dreamed of, and then you get there and can't enjoy it because you're burnt all the way out. You don't have the mental capacity to enjoy it. You don't have the physical capacity to enjoy it. You don't even have the emotional capacity to enjoy it. So then you have put all of this time and energy into something, and then you cannot even enjoy what you worked hard for. Okay. I just came on to talk because we are at a point now. I keep telling y'all, I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I believe that whenever you identify a problem, whenever you identify a situation, wherever you identify that something is lacking, it's at that very moment that you need to change. You do not need to wait to a new year, wait to a new month. You actually need to change then. And some of you have been traveling all these last 11 months And the truth of the matter is some of y'all been operating on E. Some of y'all have been literally dragging yourself on E. Some of you have literally just been getting up and you've been functioning. You have been getting up and you've just been moving. You've been getting up and you've been going through the same ritual. Yes, you've been getting stuff done. I'm not knocking that. Yes, you've been getting stuff done. But after you get everything done, you're exhausted. You can't even enjoy it. You done cooked all the food and you got to sit down because your body don't even have the strength to eat. You have been ripping and running, moving and shaking, doing all that you can do. And what you have to realize that sometimes you just need to sit down. I know you was waiting for something deep. It was just simple. Sometimes you need to just sit down. And I know you're probably saying, Dr. Vaughn, you don't understand. Here's the thing. I am juggling probably 10 things at the same time. I am probably juggling about approximately 8 to 10 things at the same time. But for the last 3 weeks prior to last week, for 3 whole weeks, I didn't do lunchtime empowerment. I didn't do any mentoring. I didn't do any coaching. I didn't go to nobody's events. I didn't do a whole lot of preaching out. For 3 weeks, I sat still. For 3 weeks, I worked my regular job. I logged off on time, didn't work 10 minutes over. I logged off and I chilled in the evening. Do you know, after about a week and a half or 2 weeks, I was so refreshed that when I picked up my pen and I picked up my notebook, my planning notebook, stuff just started flowing without me even trying. When you are refreshed, you can think clearly. When you are refueled, you can see clearly. When you recharge yourself, you have the strength to catapult you to where you need to be. Listen to this. Imagine that you have an eternal full fuel tank and the gauge on your fuel tank says E. How long do you think that your fuel tank is going to operate before it says kaput? Now, I want you to think about your car. When your car's gas light comes on, how long do you think that your car is going to run before it finally says, I'm out of gas? At some point, that car, that truck, whatever you got, bike or whatever, is going to run kaput. It's going to stop. The only way for you to allow that vehicle to keep going at the rate that it needs to go to get you to your various destinations, you got to stop past the fuel station and refuel. Why is it that you think your vehicle is more important than you? Oh, I know I'm about to step on somebody's toes right here. You will make sure that that car has its fuel, but you will not fuel you. You will make sure that that car has what it needs, but you won't fuel you. Oh, I'm just trying to help somebody today. I'm just trying to lean on in and help you today. Listen. Oh, God. Oh, I got so much stuff. I got too much stuff. Let me kind of condense this. Listen, when you're talking about fuel, I'm going to give you just a little teachable moment for a second. There are some conditions. Oh, hear me clearly. There are some conditions that cause your fuel to burn more quickly. Extreme weather, rough terrain, carrying a heavy load, driving excessively, or braking rapidly will cause your fuel to burn more quickly. Let me bring it onto your personal life. The storms that you have in your life, the circumstances that arise, those children that's going haywire, that marriage that all of a sudden hits a rough spot, it causes your fuel to burn more rapidly. That sickness that all of a sudden popped up and you didn't know it was there, that job that's getting on your nerves, it causes your fuel to burn more rapidly. You know, that frustration you got with you, those insecurities you got with you, those low doubtful moments you got with you, those fears, it causes your fuel to burn more quickly. So here's the thing. The first dynamic to it is you got to learn what's around you and what you're driving through. You got to learn what's around you and what you're driving through. We ain't talking about a car no more. We talking about you. Because if you know that you are up against some heavy stuff, your fuel is going to be depleted more quickly than someone that doesn't have a lot going on. And if you know that you are facing some rough terrain, and if you know that you are facing some hellfire and some attacks, then you need to make sure that you are taking the moments that you need to refuel and recharge so that you don't become depleted. Too many of us are walking around like functional zombies. I say it again. Too many of us are walking around like functional zombies. We are able to do it because we've been doing it so long, but we ain't effective. We've been able to do it because we've done it so long, so it's second nature, but we're not effective. We're not effective. So you have to realize where you're running low on fuel. What have you been exposed to that has sucked the very fuel out of you? God almighty. What have you exposed yourself to that has sucked the very fuel out of you? Some of you are exhausted because you've exposed yourself to people and things that only came to deplete you and not to pour into you. And you have been functioning on a depleted tank because you've allowed these people to suck you dry. Today, I came to be the bearer of bad news. Now it's time for you to release them. This has nothing to do with whether I like you, whether I love you, or whether or not we're kinfolk, or whether or not we've known each other for 40 years. If in fact I realize that you are sucking the very essence of my energy, sucking the very essence of my emotion, you're sucking the very essence of my happiness, then you need to be released. What are you exposing yourself to that is depleting your fuel? You have to begin to check your exposure and learn how to drive more efficiently and make more refuels. Okay, Dr. Vaughn, how in the world do I refuel? When is the last time you just sat with you? I know we got 25 million things to do. I know we got a to-do list, but when is the last time you sat with you? Got you a cup of tea and just sat with you. Got you a cup of coffee. I just went and got one. Got you a cup of coffee and just sat with you. Because here's the thing. You cannot jump into it all the way up here. Sometimes you got to jump into it small. So you can't take the 3 weeks that I took. But when is the last time that you said, today, I'm only doing the must-dos. I ain't doing nothing else. So, if I got to do this, I'm going to do this, do that. But the rest of it, it's going to wait till tomorrow. Because y'all do understand everything can wait. Everything can wait. But when is the last time you sat down, took yourself into your own refuel and charge session and let yourself refuel? And here's the dynamic. Everybody's refueling and recharging looks different. Let me help you. Everybody's refueling and recharging looks different. What helps you refuel may not work for me. What helps me recharge may not work for you. And so you have to be able to find out, what is your refuel? Your refuel method may be just sitting listening to some soothing music, lighting a candle in your own space. Your refueling may be some times of meditation. Your refueling and recharging may be to take a drive just by you. Your refueling and recharging may be to go sit by the water. Your refueling and your recharging may be just to go lay down, turn the lights off, and just relax. Your refueling may be to go get you some ice cream and sit in the actual ice cream shop, just you, or sit in the Starbucks, just you, or sit in the Barnes and Noble. Everybody's recharge and refuel is different. But if you don't recharge and you don't refuel, you're going to be so depleted, and then you're going to be wondering why you keep pushing and ain't nothing happening. You keep fighting and ain't nothing happening. Some of us are fighting imaginary attacks that really have just shown up because we're agitated. We're agitated because we're exhausted. They're not even an attack. I know you thought I was going to say something different. No, some of them are not even an attack. Some of them, we're just so agitated from being depleted that we see it as an attack. Some of us, literally, we are so agitated and frustrated because we're exhausted that some of the things that we call attacks or some of the things that we see as somebody coming against us really are. We just tired. That's right, Janae. We tired. We tired. Everything. And see, that's why recharging and refuel also is tied to your perspective. You cannot see clearly if you ain't recharged. Tell me how the remote work when the battery die. You tell me, how does the remote work when the battery die? You can keep pushing the button. You can keep pushing the button. That channel ain't changing. You can keep pushing the button. That volume ain't changing because the battery dead. Battery dead. Driving down the street, you've been ignoring the gas light all this time. Finally, the last drop of gas go out, and that car automatically just starts saying, put, till it comes to a complete stop. Here's the thing about recharge and refuel. If you do not recharge and refuel, it will do it on its own. God almighty. I can't hear nobody but God. If you do not recharge and refuel, it will do it on its own. The battery will stop. The car will stop. Your mind will stop. You'll be talking about, you know what, Dad, I used to have so many good visions. I used to could literally just, it just will flow. The flow gonna stop. The flow gonna stop. It's gonna stop. It's going to stop. And this ain't got nothing about nobody else. This got everything to do with who? You. This got everything to do with you. You sitting up there trying to figure out why it is, why can't I get this? And why can't I get that? And why can't this come together? And why isn't this come together? You ain't refueled in a long time. You ain't refueled in a long time. When the last time you just sat down? Just sit your butt down and sit still. Okay. When you refuel and when you recharge, there's another level that ignites in you that starts flowing. When that car got a full tank of gas, man, that car can be like, zoom. It takes off and it gets you everywhere that you need to be. When that battery got full power, it's going to do whatever you want it to do. Well, guess what? When you have full power, you can achieve anything that you got without being exhausted. When you recharge yourself, there's a free flow. There's a free flow. Some of y'all want to know why y'all sitting there and y'all only got page number 1 and y'all still trying to write it out. You can see it, but you can't write it out. You ain't recharged yourself in a while. It ain't no free flow. You got a blockage. It ain't going nowhere. You reached a roadblock. It just ain't going nowhere because guess what? It ain't got no more gas. Ain't got no more gas. So here's what I want you to do. This is what I want you. What habits? I want you to evaluate your habits. Y'all probably saying, Dr. Vaughn, I am not for you today. I want you to evaluate your habits. Are your habits building you? Are your habits keeping you where you are? Or are your habits depleting you? Ooh, I knew it was going to get quiet around here. Are your habits building you? Are your habits keeping you where you are? Or are your habits depleting you? We're doing a habit check. Are your habits building you? Are your habits keeping you where you are? Or are your habits depleting you? I just want you to consider that today. I just want you to consider that today. We got to do a habit check. Some of the things we do out of habitual, behavior. But what are your habits doing for you? I love everybody. I love everybody. But this year, I had to restructure some things. This year, I had to look at some stuff differently. This year, y'all, I had to learn how to rest. R-E-S-T. Rest. During my rest time is where I refueled and recharged. But guess what? I had to decide. It's a decision. It's a decision. It's a decision. And before any of y'all say, no, I can't, I have a husband. I have 4 children. I have a preaching schedule. I work a full-time job. I have a mentoring program. I have an empowerment group. I have lunchtime empowerment talks with you guys. I have church responsibilities. I have family responsibilities on a consistent basis. And then I got me time. I don't want nobody to tell me what they can't do. Because I had to stop telling myself that I couldn't. I kept saying, I don't got time to rest. I don't have time to sit. I don't have time. But when I made time, I put it in my calendar. These 3 weeks, I am shutting off. No work. And my administrator is on here now. When I came back from those 3 weeks, I was at a different flow. I was able to flow better. I was able to give her what she was asking me for with no problem. I was able to actually work more effectively. I was able to actually free flow and not be exhausted. Not exhausted at all. Not exhausted at all. And then during my time of refueling and refreshing, I also learned how to better structure my time so that I could get what I needed to get done and not get back to that place of depletion. See, that's the part you also got to learn. Once you refuel and once you recharge, you got to learn how not to come back to that place of depletion. When you see yourself coming back down, it's time. It's time. My daddy, God rest his soul, used to always say, Vaughn, that's what he called me, Vaughn, don't you ever let that tank get below a quarter tank of gas. If it get close to a quarter tank, you need to find you the nearest gas station. I tell you to apply that to you personally. When you see yourself getting low, it's time to refuel and recharge. Don't wait till you're on E. And you got to come all the way back up. When you see yourself, when you feel yourself getting low, ignite your recharge mechanism. Ignite your refueling mechanism so that you'll never be depleted. We got too much to do. 2023 is coming. So today, I want you to do a habit check. Is your habit building you? Is your habit just keeping you where you are? Or is your habit depleting you? That's all I want to know. Is your habit building you? Is your habit keeping you where you are? Or is your habit depleting you? Yes, Janae, get to that gas station at a quarter tank of gas. That way, if you haven't get an emergency, you don't never run out of gas. But if you always chancing it, there's at some point in time, it's going to go kaput. So I love each and every one of you. Listen, take time the rest of this week. Find what's going to refuel you. Find what's going to recharge you. Listen, you owe it to yourself. This ain't about nobody else. You owe it to yourself. So find something. Find at least one thing this week that just refuels you. Find that couple of hours and start building your time. You can't take the 3 weeks like me, but start building from a couple of hours. Then add it to a day. Then build it up to 2 days. then build up to a couple of days, then build up to a week, but start somewhere. My pleasure, my name. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. So listen, recharge and refuel. If you have not already shared this, like this and share this with somebody. Make sure that you go down there and subscribe to our website, www.ShavonnaWhitehead.com. Listen, if you have not already gotten your ticket for the Gotta Love Me paint experience, come on February the 11th. We are going to be just having fun. We're going to look real cute. We're going to have fun. We're going to fellowship. Shelly's going to be there. If you was at our last paint experience, you will know she's an amazing artist and she creates us these canvases. So it makes us feel like we Picasso too. And so you can see the link on my page. I'm actually going to post it right after this live. Please get your tickets. It's limited space. And then listen, come on over to the Raw Experience, May the 19th and 20th in Lancaster. Come on and spend the weekend with me. That Friday and Saturday registration is $150 for Friday and Saturday. Or if you just want to come on Saturday, registration is $100. We got a whole day, 2 days planned for you. Some time, just one-on-one time with me. It's a whole experience. My team is going to make sure that we make sure that you have a whole experience that that you can tell the world. I came out with something to say. I went through a lot of stuff, but I came out with something to say. And so I hope you will meet me in the room for that experience. That is also on my page. And listen, the next cohort for Break the Box is starting in February. We will allow registration either up to all the slots are filled or the registration up until January the 15th. Book your slot. Come on. If you've already been in Break the Box, then you already know. We dig deep and we help you come out and not just show you, but we help you see you. And we help you break the box so that you can walk in the fullness of the authentic you. I love you. It's some more things coming in 2023. I'm nervous, scared, happy, and all at the same time, but I am going all the way with God. And so hope you will join me. Got some new changes coming in 2023. So make sure you stay subscribed so you can stay up on all of it. I love each and every one of you. Make sure you recharge and refuel. And most of all, let me see you back here next Tuesday. What time? 1 p.m. for Lunchtime Empowerment Talks with Dr. Vaughn. I am Dr. Shavonna Whitehead, and it's always my privilege, my honor, and my pleasure to come here and just give you that push to help you make it through the rest of the week. I love you all. I appreciate you, and have an amazing day.